Hey guys, what's going on? Hopefully you're having a great day today. My name is Daniel and I'm the High Mileage Helper. Today I've got the question, how many miles is too many miles to buy a truck? I've recently bought a truck with quite a few miles, and so I figured this would be a good time to maybe kind of unpack that and talk through it and just share my opinion. So before we get into it, I do want to just briefly share why I bought this specific truck. This is a 2017 2500, of course. It's got the 68 RFE transmission in it. This truck was only used for RV transport, pulling under CDL loads, and really just babied, to be honest. This truck was featured in a previous video. My buddy Joe, who, like I said, is another transporter, he hauled campers for Synergy, and this was his full setup. And it's a standard bed quad truck here. Pretty man, super clean. He just babied this thing. This truck came with all these extra parts and fluids and just all this stuff. So that won't be today's video, but specifically this is the truck. It could definitely use a serious wash. This truck was parked right underneath a tree, and as you can tell, many birds lived in that tree, and so I brought it up from Georgia and brought it home. So this is the Bighorn edition. The purpose for this truck is for really two things. Advertising is probably even the biggest one, and then also being able to actually pull some dump trailers. So I am moving my dumpster business. That's my other channel. If you'd like to watch that and follow my journey there, that's cool. If not, that's cool. But I am getting less and less dump trailers on my end and getting more and more cans, while a business partner is buying more dump trailers. So this truck would be basically, I plan to fully wrap it. This is going to be more of a show truck, or whatever you want to say, to be just an absolute eye catcher out on the road. This is not meant to be rolling coal or do anything crazy. Rather, I want people, when I do wrap this truck completely, probably, I want everybody in town to be like, whoa, look at that truck. That's different. You don't see that every day. So that's the purpose. And then also pull some dump trailers with this truck as well, which will be probably a lot easier with not having the duals. Both my Ford, that's right there, that I'll be driving today later on. That truck, it's a dually. Of course, my Ram is a dually, and so this is not. We don't have the hump in the back. So this purpose is really for a long-term play as far as advertising goes, and then also pulling some dump trailers that my kind of business partner is going deeper into with dump trailers as I'm building up my dumpster cans. So that's the purpose for this. Here's the question. How many miles is too many miles when you're buying a truck? Is there such a thing? Is there a safe number that you can count on it? Are there safe reasons why you could, or maybe you can't? In my opinion, after experiencing what I have gone through already in my Ram and some other trucks more recently over the last couple of years, I don't think that there is a mileage number that means you've gone too far. This is no longer worth it categorically across the board. It's my opinion. It really is determined by who has been driving it, if it's used, of course, who's been driving it, what has the maintenance schedule been, what are some of the known parts that have failed on that truck in the past, were they fixed with aftermarket, were they OEM, how was it kept, was it washed, was it routine maintenance, filters, fluids, everything under the sun? Was it pushed to its limits as far as taking CDL loads? Was it used and abused, put away wet kind of a situation? How really has the truck been treated? And miles are not the only thing that goes into it. Are we looking at a RV transporter truck like this that I believe my buddy bought this truck with 17 miles on it, drove it off the lot? He's put every single mile on this truck, just about. He's maintained and taken care of just about everything he possibly could have. I've even worked on this truck. Some of my videos are on this truck. Cleaning out his EGR cooler, his valve, just a lot of these things. And so what does it really look like? Well, let's talk through this. We have highway miles and we have maybe city miles. City miles are going to be a lot rougher on a lot of the moving parts, a lot of the temperatures, all of the fluids, the raising and the lowering of temperatures, of turning off a hot turbo, of a hot transmission, maybe going through town, pulling a dump trailer. It's going to be harder than on the highway, where you've got the airflow, you've got the maintaining of temperatures until you pull off. There's a lot of things that are different between highway and city miles. And so, in my opinion, and many other people's opinions, especially with oil companies, Blackstone Oil Analysis. If you're not testing your oil, please go ahead. I'll have the link down in the description below. But testing your oil, there's a difference between city and highway miles. You can get a lot more miles out of your oil by driving highway, by literally not going through as many cycles with all these things. And so if there's a difference in your oil, guaranteed there's differences across every aspect of your truck. Just maintaining certain speeds, not raising and lowering, shifting through the gears in your transmission, staying in 6th gear, whatever that looks like for you, there's a huge difference. And so it's my opinion, with maybe a higher mileage truck, which I would consider this truck to be, this truck has 500, I believe 44,000. Let me just show it to you. $544,337. So I bought this truck with over 500,000 miles on it. It's a 2017, so what, roughly 6 years now? Maybe less, depending on the build date and all that. This is a higher mileage truck. It's over 100,000, long past the warranty. You know, like they offer you the accident warranty. Oh yeah, no, I'm good, man. You can't handle where my miles are at. Certainly for my other Ram. But yeah, when you're buying a truck, it's my opinion, it's really more about all the other maybe hidden factors, hidden things, or undisclosed information. Maybe if you're buying from a dealership, as far as a higher mileage truck goes, that has the most risk, because you don't know the history. The dealer can blah 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 all the way to the loan office and play all the games and just get you to sign. But for me, knowing a person and knowing what they've done, and they've asked me for help. I've worked on this truck. I know every mile of this truck was absolutely on the highway. Well-maintained fluids, filters, everything. I know that he doesn't idle at night, and that also plays another factor into engine hours and everything that comes with that. He is not deleted, and that may be changing. However, for this truck, because of the difference in the wear and tear, this truck is 6 years old with over 500,000 miles on it, and yet this truck is pristine. Besides a good car wash and cleaning up the bird mess, this truck is ready to roll. I mean, it is sharp. It has been well maintained, and I foresee hitting 1,000,000 miles in this truck too. Not a concern for me. So how many miles is too many miles? Well, that might be the wrong question. It may be a matter of who drove it. What was the maintenance like? Was it highway? Was it city? Was it a combination? How old is the truck compared to how many miles is on it? This is a 6-year-old truck with over 500,000 miles. There's other trucks that are 10 years, 20 years old. I don't know. with 500,000 miles. Of course, there's situations in certain models and years where there's certain known parts to have catastrophic issues, like fuel systems or transmissions perhaps, and those parts play a factor. In this specific case, this truck, my buddy sold to me for an incredibly low price for what I believe this is worth. The reason for that is the transmission, he believes, has failed. There's some codes. There's a fluid leak on the trans line right now. I still have not been able to deal with that yet. I'm dealing with other things in my business. This is a for the future play. I'm not putting a new transmission in this, tomorrow, but it's going to happen. And then eventually I'm going to have it wrapped to where it is my showpiece. It is a rolling advertisement in my city. And I want it to be very, loud and proud of the business. So this truck may be very deceptive. It may look like a brand new truck out there. However, it's far from it, even though it's gone through a lot of miles. So how many is too many miles? There's a lot of other questions at play. And if you can't get those answers when you're buying a truck, that may be a problem. That alone, not knowing the history, is a concern to me. My buddy handed me, I'm not exaggerating, I might have a picture for you, I might not. I have the full, I think it's in my safe, with the title and everything. The stack, I'm not exaggerating, the stack of maintenance, new tires, new this, new that, replacement this, replacement that. I mean, an incredible history. Every single thing that's ever been done to this truck, that's incredible. There's literally synergy maintenance reports every quarter in that list, just documenting, showing everything. So do I think you can buy a higher mileage truck, which maybe even has more than 500,000 miles on it? Is that possible and still be a safe play? I think so. Of course, there's always going to be parts wearing out and things happening. This truck is probably due for another round of maybe steering or suspension items. I don't think that's the case, but I wouldn't doubt it being a Ram. But there's a lot of this that comes into play when we're buying a truck and knowing what are we getting into. Are we buying this after the 300,000 interval? In my opinion, where a lot of, mid-tier replacements need to happen. For me, I didn't have really anything go wrong in my Ram 12 until about 300,000. And that's when a lot of things started happening. This is, I believe, already gone through a laundry list of repairs in these issues. But overall, the mileage doesn't put fear in me at all. I remember growing up and hearing about how cars, of course, gas cars, not diesel trucks, at 100,000 miles, they're shot, they're toast, they're done. And that was the norm. And so I grew up hearing that from my parents and just thinking, oh, wow, if you buy a 100,000 mile, vehicle, you're toast. That's just not the case. I mean, it probably wasn't the case, of course, back then for diesel trucks, and it's certainly not now. I think there's a lot of these factors. What kind of truck is it? Ram, Ford, Chevy. Look at the year that it was built. What are the known issues with that? Look at who bought the truck and who's been driving it. Hopefully just one owner. Maybe there's others. Probably won't have a history of previous people, but how is it? How many miles was it last driven with this other person? Were they able to share any known issues or, repeat offender problems that keep coming up in the truck? What was their maintenance schedule like? What were they pulling with it? Was it a road princess or whatever they call it? Just a shiny truck, and nothing was actually used, for truck stuff. I mean, between the maintenance and just regular repairs, there's a lot of this that goes into it. And so really, I wanted to make this video to kind of show I'm not afraid of buying a truck with more miles than maybe most people might be okay with. I know for my situation here, I have supreme confidence in all the factors that are possible to even know. The make, the model, the year, the person, the maintenance, the repairs, everything that could be done has been done. I'm setting myself up for success to the degree anybody could put themselves into with buying a truck, period. Everything that can be done has been done. Right now I'm dealing with just a simple transmission issue. That doesn't mean this is cheap. It doesn't mean that there's guarantees in place, that nothing bad will happen ever again to this truck. It simply means I'm setting myself up for success if I am going to buy a truck with higher miles. This is, I believe, the best position I could have put it in. So, in my opinion, how many miles are too many miles? It's the truck that you don't know anything about besides the miles. Any truck that you don't have any information on, that's the real wild card in my opinion. There may be different opinions on this. Please let me know down in the comments below what you think. Am I an idiot? Am I a genius? I bought a truck with a transmission that's messed up right now. I can't drive this right now. It's a paperweight at the moment until I throw some money at it and either get the transmission fixed, which we're still not sure if it can be or not. I'll keep you updated if you'd like. But this is a topic that comes up. Well, I can't buy that truck because it's got 500,000 miles. I can't buy that truck because it's got 300,000. Really? Not saying it's a guarantee, but it's possible at least. And whether you're buying a 100,000 plus mile truck or not, is it possible to go through all these factors and come to a reasonably safe conclusion that the due diligence has been done on this truck and that you're able to go with some confidence into the future buying a truck that's got some miles on it? So this is my situation. It's my story. Sharing this with you here. And let me know down below what you think about this, but I'm planning on using this truck as my main truck and then selling the Ford, even though I really do love it. I mean, it's tried and true. There's so many less things that can go wrong with the older truck, the 7.3. But then having my dually, well, yeah, my dually Ram, that being my backup truck. That being when this is being worked on, when this is doing something else, if I'm in this truck and I need somebody else for whatever reason to pull a different dump trailer, that's the one that's going to be the backup truck. I'm hoping for big things with having this thing rolling around town. It's not, of course, brand new, but once we get this trans in there, it's going to be awesome. So hopefully you have a great day today, guys. Stay safe and God bless.